For our week 4 weekly recap, I have two main areas I'd like to go back and touch on. The first one is our main topic for the week, and this week we looked at helping culturally, linguistically, academically, and cognitively diverse learners. The academic and cognitive strategies seem to go very well. I just wanted to review some things when you're helping culturally and linguistically diverse learners. First of all, many strategies will help them, and we learned 6 main strategies to focus on. But you can see from watching the video, which you took the interactive quiz and you had to do some application of those 6 skills, that teacher used more than one strategy at a time. She was using the language experience approach. She was using the sheltered English adaptations when they were drawing. She was using reading as preparation before she did her writing. She also was using summaries. She used a video summary before she read the text to the students. There were just several strategies she included, including those instructional conversations where she was extending their words and helping to give them more vocabulary. So good teachers are doing this for all their students, but our culturally and linguistically diverse students need these strategies to get through lessons in your classroom. And the more strategies you can employ each lesson, the better for everyone. Many of you found a lot of value in the sheltered English adaptation strategy, and we know that's also known as visual support from the NACCE article you read. And many of you also noted on your Padlet board that you benefited from this strategy when you were learning, and you still do, even though you aren't an ELL student. And this is the reason why in your presentations each week, especially since we're not face-to-face, that I include videos and I have audio and I have pictures. Because as learners, we do really value the visuals that we can put with just any spoken word or vocabulary. And the last strategy is the multicultural literature. Just like our weekly story, Goldilocks and the Three Pandas, it's so easy to find literature out there, whether it be online, like our book was this week, or you go to the library and find traditional literature. But it's so easy to incorporate cultural and linguistic diversity into a classroom, and this is enjoyable for everyone. And I hope you enjoyed the book this week. Most of you shared your literature brainstorm in our participation folder in the Dropbox, and I saw lots of great ideas, and some of you are really thinking outside the box and getting creative. I also noticed that you're getting more ideas each week on the page. So we'll try that again next week, and just remember that literature doesn't have to be a book. It can be a song, a poem, a magazine, anything that you can put that has, something that you could read or share with the classroom into that diverse category for our learners. The second area I want to touch on this week is just that cultural language lesson plan that's due. It's actually due tonight, Sunday night at midnight, but there was a little bit of confusion this week on due dates. I want to review due dates. On our course calendar, there's always a gray shaded box when there's something due. When that is posted on your weekly course calendar, things are due at the start of the week they're posted in. So our cultural language lesson plan is due for week 5. That means it's due at the start of week 5, which would be Sunday night at midnight, Monday morning. This is where I will always have the drop box. So the drop box for the cultural language project is in week 5, but I want to remind everyone it's not due at the end of week 5. The reason why I do this is because we study cultural diversity this week. The project relates to cultural and linguistic diversity, and I want you to complete it while that is all fresh in your mind. Next week, we're studying something new. We're studying early literacy. And so I want you to be able to focus completely on that next week. When we let our projects go too long, I think you get confused. So we usually only have 1 week unless noted otherwise on our course calendar. So that's just a reminder. And last week, there were so many of you that submitted your website evaluation project, missing things. I had reflections missing. I had the checklist missing. Make sure this week when you submit your project for your cultural language lesson plan that you have all the pieces submitted so I can grade it at once instead of going back and forth with you. What you need this week, just a little recap, is you will need a summary of the instructional strategy that you chose. You will need to note the population you're teaching this lesson to and how they'll benefit from that instructional strategy. You'll need to include your lesson plan on that HACC format. Remember, it's the modified HACC format, but it still follows the HACC format. And then the reflection questions are listed at the bottom of the lesson plan. Please include answers to all your reflection questions. This plan will go in the Dropbox for me to grade. And then you also post your lesson plan on the Wigio share site. The reason we're putting on Wigio is because I want you to see each other's lesson plans. You can print them out, you can bookmark them. I think you can probably even pin them on Pinterest if you wanted to put them in your cultural diversity folder that or pin board you're making. But that way you have a place where you have lesson plans already completed for you that you can use in your classroom that you don't have to make on your own. Along with having them posted, I want you to make sure you're looking at what your classmates are posting. You are required to read at least 5, and then at the bottom, just like you would on Facebook, I'd like you to share feedback for 5 lesson plans. You're welcome to do more, and the more you can look at, the better it is for you. But to receive your total points in this project, you must post to Wigio, you must read 5 lesson plans and give feedback. And feedback, don't say good lesson plan. Give them something positive or something to grow from. All right, good job on week 4. Moving into week 5 with early literacy. I think you're going to enjoy. There's a lot of videos next week.